Giant FM and streaming live on the First Federal Facebook page.
Yes, indeed, it is a beautiful Friday morning, 63 degrees in downtown Rochester, and the sun is shining, and it is time for the First Federal program. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, Moose. Thank you.
Glad to
Yes,
be
it is a glorious day.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Seeing beautiful weather this week for the fair.
Yeah, I know. It's normally, like 100 degrees all week long, and it's been beautiful all week. I can't complain.
Fair wraps up tomorrow, I think, right?
Yes, with the Demolition Derby.
Are you going to participate in that?
No, I actually have other plans that I didn't realize fell on the same day.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Giant FM out at the fair on Wednesday night, broadcasting. Yep. Thank you for doing your coverage out there.
Hey, no problem. We love being out there.
And hey, big plans for the fair next year, it sounds like.
Yes. Next year it sounds like we're going to be there almost every day next year.
And maybe that's what we can talk about later in the show, because our guest today is Moose from Giant FM.
Yes, that's me.
We look forward to that.
Yes, it's going to be a good time.
We got Rachel Randall with us behind the scenes doing the directing, right?
Yeah, she's got to keep us in charge,
And Tanner Lee with us again today. It's going to have a good show today.
Mm-hmm.
So you enjoyed the fair otherwise? Did you go out at all?
No, I did not, apart from work, unfortunately. But yeah, it was fun. Walked around while we were out there and had a good time.
Get any good fair food?
No. I recently changed my diet, so I was trying to be very careful.
It's not a good place to have a diet.
Yeah.
And we went out Wednesday night to the Habitat for Humanity booth with my wife. She's on the board there, and we did the food tour with pork producers that had a pork burger and Lions that had the ice cream.
Yeah, somebody was supposed to come over and talk to us from the Habitat, and he never showed up.
I was there, I did my shift, and then I went and got food.
Yeah, he got distracted by the fair food.
And what fair food did you have, Tanner?
I had a few corn dogs.
Corn dogs?
I haven't had a corn dog in a while.
Where did you get the corn dog at?
There was one of the food trailers right outside the community building there, and they were good.
That's after Tanner learned that he wasn't in the air-conditioned building, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Walked to the air-conditioned building the first time, and okay, our setup's in the non-air-conditioned building. So.
See, that's why you should have come over and talked to us in the air-conditioned trailer.
Should have.
Well, if you haven't had a chance to enjoy the fair yet, tonight and tomorrow is your last chance, and it's great weather, and get out there and do that. Other big news this week, been following the Webb telescope at all, Moose?
I've seen some of the pictures, but I haven't followed it
These
too
pictures
closely.
are awesome, aren't they?
Oh, yes, they are.
I mean, it looks like not real, and
Yeah, I know. And if you compare it to the pictures that the Hubble Space Telescope took, it is so much clearer in such a shorter amount of time.
100 times more powerful than the Hubble telescope, which was launched 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy to think.
It's a 21.5-foot mirror, and it's interesting. They're peering out into the universe hundreds of millions of light years.
Yeah.
I mean, the one picture that kind of looks like mountain range is 300 million light years away.
I know.
I'm trying to
wrap my head around that.
put that in perspective. I was going to check this out. I thought about this, but I didn't do it today. The sun is 93 million miles away from us. And I don't know how that compares to a light year, but 300 million light years. That's a phenomenal number.
Yes.
Rachel's our intern. Like, do you do that in your math in your college classes?
No way.
Okay.
No.
Your astronomy class? Okay.
Nope.
I don't feel bad now.
No.
But using make sure I say this right, let's forget the word, okay? They have found evidence of water vapor because they use it on a spectrum in one of the planet systems I saw, and they can see evidence of clouds.
So there might be life out there.
I think these things are cool. So
Really
Yeah.
I'm kind of a space geek.
Really
and
fascinating.
I could look at those pictures forever.
Oh, yeah.
Trivia today, since Giant FM is the guest today, we have some kind of radio play trivia and probably streaming trivia too. But
All right.
according to Billboard magazine, what is the most played radio song in the U.S. for 2022 so far?
Okay.
Ghost, Justin Bieber, Easy on Me, Adele, Bad Habits, Ed Sheeran, Glass Animals, Heat Waves.
Well, I do know you can hear all four of those songs right here on WROI.
You sure
Maybe
can.
why Tanner did this.
You sure can.
Giant FM.
Which one heard the most.
You probably have stats on it if you can look like while I'm talking a little bit later.
I can see
I
this
could,
screen,
but
so
that wouldn't be fair.
Well, you can think about that for the rest of the show. Have another trivia question I was thinking of. I heard this yesterday as I was listening to old music, or classic music as some people put it.
Yeah. Older. She corrected herself.
Yeah.
We'll give her that.
This group celebrated their 60th anniversary this year. What's the name of the group?
Beatles?
Well, they no longer exist. So
Well,
so this group's still intact.
still in that.
this is
I
still
think
in
Tanner knows.
I do not know. I'm trying to think.
Man, that's hard. I'm trying to think back to
Actually, I think I might. Maybe. I gotta
back to
guess.
the 60s. Still intact.
I gotta guess.
Some girls may know it.
Some girls may
Maybe.
feel like that's a clue.
You may get some satisfaction from.
Oh, okay, Rolling Stones.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
I
That's
did
our-
not realize
our
that they
opponent,
were.
neither did I.
Hmm.
That's a long time. That does
Yeah.
make me feel old even.
Mick
Well,
Jagger's still going strong.
I know, that means they've been producing music a lot longer than I thought, because I thought they were late 60s, early 70s.
1962.
Wow. Okay.
Number one album in 1966.
Okay.
Going strong.
I
ever
don't
since.
remember that. So that's our
Have you
that's
ever seen them?
radio
Have you ever
related.
seen them in concert?
No, I haven't. Never really been a big Rolling
No.
Stones fan.
We do have a Rolling Stones bathroom here at the radio station if you ever want to come check it out.
Okay. Maybe that's questions we can talk about on air, or
Tanner's reaction is priceless.
okay. So Tanner, what's happening in the sports world?
Yeah, like I mentioned last week, this is kind of a weird period in sports where it's kind of really slow, but here in a few weeks everything's going to amp up as we get closer to school starting, get into fall sports, football around the corner for all different levels.
Let's start our workouts, fall
Yeah.
workouts pretty soon.
Yeah,
I mean,
it'll be
the
coming up.
official practices.
I know the Big 12 conference, which is still conference for now, had their media day already, so that's when you kind of know football's coming, when the conference media day
That's
starts.
kind of like the Titanic and the sinking ship.
I think so. I think that conference is in trouble. But baseball's still going on. I'll give my record updates here like I do every week. Like Cleveland Guardians are still 500, Paul.
I know. Barely.
44 and 44.
Barely.
White Sox are right on their heels at 44 and 45. They're both right behind the Twins, so it's almost All-Star break. All-Star break's next week, and I think you got to be pleased with them hanging in there. So Milwaukee Brewers are 50 and 40. St. Louis Cardinals are 48 and 44, and both the Cubs and Reds have the same record now, 34 and 55. The Reds took it to my Yankees a little bit in the series they played earlier this week. So I heard that from one of my friends who's a big Reds fan. I was like, all right, I'll let you have this because come October your team's not going to be playing. And
Right.
I had a friend that's big in baseball. What he'd say, that's baseball.
that's baseball. Yep, you got to bring it every day. You never know.
Yeah.
And the Yankees are 62 and 27 despite dropping a few to Cincinnati. So
62 and 27.
still sitting pretty strong.
That's 40 games over
Yeah.
500, and the Cubs are 20 games under 500.
Yep.
That's 60 games.
Yeah, they. I don't know what the exact game difference is or win difference is, but last week they had a 14-game lead on the AL East
14 games.
Wow.
already,
They're going to mail it in the rest of the year.
and a few of the other teams are in the. Actually, every other AL East team still in contention to make the playoffs, including the Orioles, who are above 500 right now.
Hmm.
Well, that's because they were paired with the Cubs.
they were that helped a little.
Yeah, I think they won all the ones in Baltimore, and they were playing the Cubs earlier this week. And
Yeah.
I think they won that series too.
They did. So, Baltimore, Toronto, Tampa, Boston, and the Yankees all have strong squads right now.
So the Cubs are playing the AL East. Have they played the Yankees this year, or are they going to play?
Yeah, Yankees swept them
Of course.
in New York a couple weeks ago.
The Rizzo
It wasn't
revenge.
it wasn't pretty.
The Rizzo revenge.
Yeah. Well, the ex-Cub that's really doing well is your Scott Schwarber for Philadelphia. That's the one the Cubs probably definitely could have kept and should have probably for the price. But
In the World
it's what it
Series,
is.
he helped them win the World Series.
Sure
They
did.
wouldn't have the World Series if it wasn't for that Indiana University graduate.
You're right. I like how you put that in there. We also have golf going on, the fourth and last major of the year. It's the 150th Open Championship. I always call it the British Open, but they call it the Open Championship. It's at St. Andrews, which is arguably the most famous golf course in the world. It's kind of where golf was born.
Do you have a desire to play there?
I would love to play there.
It's a public course, I know.
Yes.
You actually go play it.
I have a very good friend that played there and shot really well there. He said it's just, well, he's a lot better golfer than I am, but he said it's just dialing in your putts, and he said the ball will get there.
Right. Well, we'll get there. That's true, because I went home at lunch yesterday and watched this 616-yard hole, and Tiger Woods was on the hole. The fairway ended at 420 yards. He was 2 feet into where the fairway ended. So his drive was like 420 plus.
Yeah. And he can hit it a long ways, but he's not near the tour's longest driver out there either. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I could not imagine hitting a golf ball 420 yards.
I better hit the car path about 20 times or something.
Well, you had to get lots of roll.
Yeah. And the wind, it's all about the wind and conditions over there. You get a downwind hole, the firmness, it'll just go.
So I watched a little this morning. Tiger's struggling today.
He is struggling.
It looked painful.
I'm not a Tiger Woods fan, but it's hard to watch right now. You can tell he's in discomfort and fighting through it, and it's like I hope, because I don't think he's gonna, unless he gets hot, he's not gonna make the cut. I hope he just shuts it down for the year after the day.
So Young's leading today, right?
Yep, Cameron Young so far, and then Roy McIlroy's on his heels, but we talked about this a few weeks ago. We've seen Roy do this all the time.
Yeah, he leads.
He gets out there and then he falters back. But the Live Golf guys are really having a strong showing so far, which is interesting, and you can tell the Golf Channel doesn't want to talk about them very much.
So Dustin Johnson's one of them.
Yep.
He was one back this morning when I looked.
Tyler Gooch was also up there. He's one of them.
I have an idea about that. So, what a great branding thing for the Live Golf if they get like a little skull and crossbones and put it in all their gear, so that way you know they're part of the Live.
Yeah.
They're pirates, really. So
yeah.
Why not do that? Then the U.S. Open can just have instead of showing the country flag, can just show the skull and crossbones, so you know who they are.
Yeah. Distinguish them a little bit.
You don't like that idea, do you?
I don't mind it. I've heard worse.
Okay.
It's just interesting.
But for branding, you could sell more gear if they had a skull and crossbones.
They could, because they are selling their own gear, so it's interesting. We keep seeing more guys go over to that tour. And the media is really trying to get them to say things they don't want to say. And it was interesting. Phil Mickelson finally asked the guy to please stop asking the same question yesterday. The guy asked him the same question 3 times.
Well, the British media have a history for being kind of blunt and forward and just asking questions. So I think it's great.
It'll be interesting to see if one of their guys wins, how it's portrayed.
Or raise the skull and crossbones flag.
Yeah, especially if it's an American player, not a European player.
Probably enough of my ideas. You want to go on.
Well, no, it's just it's a fun championship to watch if you're a golf fan. You wake up early, it's on TV. It gets over early because of the time difference. So it should be a fun weekend to watch that. I'm hoping the bad weather comes. Because it's fun if you're not playing it. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I enjoy that when it's like howling rain. And
they wear the sock caps and rain gear. And
is there any of that forecast?
I have not checked, but it should be a fun tournament. And then after that, it's the FedEx Cup, and the golf season's over already.
Well, we're not going to have that kind of weather here. We're having good weekend.
Yeah.
Good weekend weather. It seems like.
Well, they're going to chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, but more on Sunday. But that's about it. Just a chance, no guarantee.
So go out and enjoy the fair. Pretend you're playing in the Open.
There you go. Got some tidbits here this morning, Moose. On this day in 1916, the Boeing Company was formed by William Boeing in Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
They've done pretty well for themselves.
Yeah, I'd say so.
They moved to Chicago, the headquarters, and now they're moving to Arlington, Virginia.
I did not know that. That's interesting. I knew the Chicago, but I didn't know Arlington, Virginia.
Arlington, Virginia makes sense. They're a big defense contractor, so
Gotcha.
it'll be where the people making the decisions are.
On this day in 1988, Die Hard was released in the U.S. Christmas movie or not?
Nope.
No way.
Nope. Just because it takes place around Christmas doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
I agree with you both.
Do you like that movie, Moose?
I've seen it once.
I've watched it once.
I think I've only seen it once actually. So
It is in some people's Christmas repertoire. Like,
Yep,
They'll watch
for
it.
every year. And I have not watched any of these sequels.
No.
On this day in 2016, Stranger Things debuted on Netflix.
And now it's, you know.
It's what, 4.5 seasons in, or four seasons in?
4 seasons in.
I've never watched an episode.
Already talking
So-
2024 for season 5.
Yeah.
So.
I was talking with some of my family members last week that watched this, and they said it's gotten actually pretty scary.
It's gotten darker as the seasons have gone on, yes.
Are you a fan?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Everybody tells me I have to watch it. I gotta find time to catch up, I guess. So
Well, hey, you got 2 years.
yeah, that should give me enough time. Well, we got a whole list of days today. Today's National Orange Chicken Day. You an orange chicken fan?
No.
Oh, I am. National Gummy Worm Day.
Okay, I can do
I'm
that.
a fan of those too. National Be a Dork Day. I think we can all
I'm
do
good at
that.
I do that every day.
National I Love Horses Day.
Okay.
National Give Something Away Day.
Mm.
National Pet Fire Safety Day.
Always a good thing.
And National Tapioca Pudding Day.
I like some tapioca pudding.
So in honor of National Dork Day, if I mess up, that's just saying
Yeah.
celebrating National Dork Day.
Yeah, yeah.
Upcoming events coming up. Some golf outings coming up. The Round Barn Golf Club is holding a free kids clinic for ages 5 to 18, July 19th, 21st, 26th, and 28th, from 1 to 2:30.
Yeah, I think they're going to go over the fundamentals at least the first 3 days, and then the last day I believe they're going to take the kids out on the golf course, play a little.
Is there a registration for that? Do you know? Do you just contact the?
I would contact the golf course if you have any questions. I don't know the phone number off the top of my head. I should.
He's there now.
But to ask for the golf pro lead cutting, and then he'll give you all the details.
Okay.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with getting the youth interested in golf. And
No.
No.
for a long time, Golf Magazine said that there were, if you have a female golfer, that's one of the best ways to get them to earn college scholarship is get them involved in golf. Because there's
Absolutely.
more scholarships than players available.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and it's
So you
a
have a
sport.
granddaughter, don't you?
And she loves golf.
Yeah,
Okay.
She's no school team, right? We're good.
Ish.
Okay. Okay.
There were enough players this year that not everybody got to go to all this
I
stuff.
gotcha.
So the more
Gotcha.
experienced ones went. And
Gotcha.
So.
That's how I was when I was in middle
Yeah.
school too. You know, you got into the next level more.
Yep.
So we'll see her on the tour someday then, right?
Yes, yes. she's going to be on the WPGA before we know it.
There you go. The 10th annual Fulton County Habitat for Humanity golf outings coming up 2 weeks from tomorrow, Saturday, July 30th. We still have whole sponsorships available. If
Okay.
an individual or their organization or business wants to sponsor a hole, it's $100.
It's a great deal.
Yeah.
To support Habitat for Humanity too.
Yeah, and we appreciate it's our biggest fundraiser we hold every year. You'll get your business or individual name and logo, if you have a logo, on a sign, and it'll be placed on a hole for everybody to see that you helped sponsor Habitat's golf outing. So you can contact me directly. My work number is 574-223-1715, or you can contact any Habitat board member, and we'll get things taken care of.
So you must be full of teams then, right?
Yes. I mean, we have a certain number that I've paid so far, but there's also ones that have told me they're playing. We just haven't seen the checks yet.
So if you have an interest in a team, give Tanner a call. He might be able to squeeze you in, maybe not.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. It's getting close. We're getting very close.
That's
so.
great. There's 22 teams, right?
Yep.
That's what the
22 is our maximum with the amount of carts that are out of the course.
Well, that's a great event, and
Yeah,
I know
of course.
Moose is going to plan great weather for that.
I'm going to try.
It's
a
on
couple
him.
weeks away.
Yeah, I'm going to make it 95 for you, Tanner. Sunny and 95, no wind.
That's pretty hot, but it's still a big rain, so
Yes.
we can deal with it.
So I added something to the script, Tanner.
Okay.
I forgot to do something you put on the script a couple of weeks ago. I want to honor flowers. Charlie Swank retired this year, 44 years of PE teacher at Rochester Community Schools. I forgot to include that when it was on the script a couple of weeks ago. She's directly impacted thousands of students and with the physical activities,
Yeah.
swimming, running. Her running programs included Girls on the Run, taking a big group to the annual mini marathon kids run. Job well done, Charlie. Thank you for all you've done for the community. And,
Absolutely.
you'll be missed in our schools and the lives of our youth. So if you see Charlie around town, tell her thank you and say job well done, and we appreciate what she's done. And
Yep.
very good job, Charlie. We've had her on the radio quite a bit. And
Oh, yeah.
so congratulations on your retirement, Charlie, but also flowers to you for all you've done for our community.
Yeah, very well said.
You went over the money news earlier. Dow's down again. So
Yeah. Yeah.
inflation's up again.
Yeah.
9.1% in June. Pace not seen in 4 decades.
Yeah.
Almost as long as the Rolling Stones have been around.
Getting there.
Of course, it's a big jump in gasoline prices, up 11.2% from the previous month. Also, on maybe some better news, the made-up holiday of Amazon Prime Days was celebrated this week.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Did you happen to see the number of estimated items sold on Prime Days?
I did not.
Want to take a guess? The code trivia question today.
It's in
Several
the
millions.
millions.
300 million.
Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that high.
Yeah.
Wow.
And shoppers supposedly saved 1.7 billion.
Wow.
Wow. Man, I missed that sale.
There was some good deals on there. I didn't get anything this
I
year,
saw
but I
a lot of
looked
good
at a few
deals,
things.
yes.
I
I
see
did.
Rachel shaking her head. Did you buy anything on Prime Day?
I did. Nothing big and exciting, but
Hey.
the essentials.
Just getting ready for school, right?
Yep. Yep.
Good for you. Banks open today from 8:30 to 5, tomorrow at 8:30 to noon. We still have our summer home purchase loan special going on for purchases only. You get a $700 lender credit towards standard closing costs, and that's available most of the rest of summer. But if you're interested, talk to Ben Dalton or Stacy Wilson now, and they can make sure you get set up to receive this special discount and take advantage of our home mortgage loans. Rates are higher, but people are still buying houses and doing improvements, and we'll be happy to help you out. And the rates are still, in the history of mortgage loans, I mean, for 30-year mortgage loans, they're still good rates.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Grab it now, and in the future, you can always refinance.
Yeah.
Good point. So we're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We're FDIC insured and we're equal housing lender, and our MNLS number is 39927.
Missed a 9 there.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
That's all right. Well, I add another 9 in there.
it's Dork Day.
39997.
There you go.
So Moose knows it now. So
Oh, yeah.
I want to welcome our special guest, Moose.
Hi.
Come up to the mic.
Yeah.
You're already here.
Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah.
So lots been going on at Giant FM over the last few years. And
Yes.
some
Yes.
more things are coming. So
Yes, they are.
give us some background. What's been going on? A little bit of the history recently, and what's next?
Well, Scott Huber and Johnny McCory bought us effective August 1st of 2019. 3-year mark is
3 years.
quickly approaching.
Happy anniversary,
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, it's scary to think that that's already almost here. Feels like it's been longer than that because he bought and COVID hit. But we continue to grow and make upgrades as we've seen throughout the show. And the biggest thing that really has drawn our attention here lately is our Fulton County Post. It's a free news website. There we go.
That's great. Whenever I hear something going on in the community, I'm not sure where to go. So I always go to Fulton County Post, and it usually has, almost always, the most recent news of something going on in town.
Yeah. We keep updating it. We've got Johnny, who works a lot on the news, and then Shelby Lopez helps as well, write some stories. Randy Lynn's working on stories as well. So we've got a pretty solid team of writers keeping up on all the local news in the area.
That's probably kind of unusual for a radio station to kind of be a news source like that on the web, basically, right?
Yeah, when we were talking about doing stuff, we always made sure the news at the top of every hour during the week, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. was always a focus. And then we got looking at all these other websites, and nobody really did news radio-wise. You had Meet Your Jocks, here's what's coming up in the community, but that was about it. And we've had some I wouldn't say competition, but it was just funny. Scott, the radio station, owns the radio station in Shelbyville, and the newspaper in Shelbyville was bought by Paxton Media. Then he moved up here and was talking with Tom and Sue about buying WROI, and as they started the paperwork, Paxton Media bought the newspaper up here. And when we moved into Greencastle, they had their fingers in the newspaper down there as well. So he kind of said, you know what, I really want to focus on this news source aspect. One of the things we had heard throughout the community is, I can't get online and view any news stories for free anymore. And that's one thing Scott wanted to do, is offer that to everybody.
Well, that's the great thing about it too, is it's online, but also it's real time.
Yeah.
So for the most part, if something's happening in the community, it'll show up on Fulton County Post, not having to wait the next day to see it.
Right. And something else that's coming up soon, we're finalizing all the details on it, is we're going to have kind of a daily email that'll go out with the top 5 stories from FultonCountyPost.com. You'll get that in your email every morning. Here's the top 5 stories, like the local news, the community news, and maybe an obituary even. And then you can click to read the full story or read some other stories that are on there. And we're just going to be really, really driving home that free aspect and being able to get it anytime you need it, whenever you want it, real time.
And it's a legitimate source too, because a lot of times in a smaller community, the rumor mill happens, and a lot of news travels by Facebook, and that's not the most reliable source sometimes. But you always depend on Fulton County Post for having the most current news, and it's accurate.
Yep. I'll go back to the standoff we had a month and a half, 2 months ago now. There was a lot of rumors that there were multiple situations going on at once. That's what was traveling through Facebook. Turns out there was only one situation, an overreaction at a business, and even though Facebook continued to spread the rumor, so to speak, Fulton County Post had the full story.
That's a great example, because I was out of town and I saw some Facebook postings from it about, wow, what's going on there? So
Yep.
guess where I went to find the source?
Yep.
Fulton County Post.
Yep. And you'll see a lot of that kind of transition over into our Facebook as well. So you can get those stories from our Facebook if that's an easier way to find it. But it's very simple, FultonCountyPost.com.
It's one of the many great services that Giant FM offers. I know you've done lots of equipment upgrades over the years here.
Yes.
You're involved in the community in a lot of things, like going out to the fair, covering local sports, covering other local events. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Maybe you have some bigger plans for things like that too.
Yes. We've got our own set of equipment, and we've now got a Giant FM tent, so we'll be able to get out to more events than just having to take our trailer out there. We can quickly get out to an event, get it set up, and be there in no time flat.
So how would you gauge the acceptance of the community of the new Giant FM?
To begin with, there was a lot of confusion around it and a lot of we don't like it. Before Tom and Sue left, they had switched the format. They had kept the classic hits in the morning, but the rest was more of what we're playing, and it was actually more current than what we're playing now. And over the last 3 years, we've worked with a guy who schedules our music specifically for us. We've got a format you won't hear anywhere else on any other radio station, and he has done the research. We've got country on here, we've got current hits, alternative, some of your favorite classic hits from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and it's just a wide range of mix. For instance, coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we've got Lovely the Band and Sia.
So diversification then.
Yes, absolutely.
So Tom and Sue left a great legacy, but you've taken that legacy and built on it, and it's really a brand new radio station doing bigger and better things, lots of investment in equipment, lots of interest to serve the community.
Yeah, and if you haven't been in to see the remodel past the videos from the first federal program, we welcome you in. come on in, stop by, say, I just want to take a tour. Even if you weren't ever in the building when Tom and Sue owned it, stop by and look at it. We've got as you can see in the video every week, we've got a big on-air sign painted on our wall. We welcome anybody to come in and take a picture in front of it.
And the other thing too is that you're very interested in community involvement. So
Yes.
if you're involved in a community organization or a cause or something like that, come talk to the radio station. They're very flexible and will work out some time where you maybe get some airtime and
Absolutely.
and promote events
Yeah.
and you do a great job with advertisers too, because that's what helps fund. That's what funds everything. But
Yes, and we appreciate those advertisers that we have, and that makes way for us to be able to interview the non-for-profit businesses and some of the politicians, and not have to charge them. A lot of radio stations, if you want to come on the air, you've got to pay so much money each time you're on the air. Even like you guys do a 30-minute program free of charge.
you guys do a great job. Your advertisers are very loyal, so
Yes.
go out and support the local advertisers, because the local advertisers make Giant FM possible. So support them.
Absolutely. And I know an upcoming project that we're working on that you'll see start to come through on Fulton County Post is we're coming up with a list of questions, and we're going to go to all of the small mom and pop shops, and we're going to talk to them about, how long have you been in business, what do you do, what are you guys looking forward to coming up in the next 5 years, and then you'll see those start to come up on Fulton County Post as well.
That's great. Giant FM is committed to serving our community. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to talk about today?
We've still got some big stuff in the works and big stuff coming. Go download the Giant FM app if you haven't done so yet. That way you can even hear our country station if you're a fan of country music.
Yeah, I was going to reference that. You have some digital offerings too.
We do. With the Giant FM app, it's all free. You can check out the Fulton County Post. You can check out our sister stations in Shelbyville and Greencastle. And they both have their own version of Fulton County Post. And then we also have the Hancock County Post. So we cover Fulton County, Shelby County, Hancock County, and Putnam County. So kind of pretty much as much of the state as we can get for right now.
So the HD channels are somewhat new to me in radio. So
Yes.
I rented a vehicle last week and I had some HD coverage on it. So how does one gain access to the country HD channel?
If you don't have an HD radio in your home or your car, download the Giant FM app,
Okay.
and it'll be sitting right there. You'll see, it'll say Rochester, and then you'll see WROI News, and then it'll say WROI 92.1 Listen Live, and WROI Country Listen Live.
Okay, great.
So.
And you have lots of variety on there too. So it's
Yeah. We've got a podcast section on there that's got all of our interviews on it. You can hear the latest version or latest episodes of the First Federal Program. Anytime we have Jackie Walorski come on and talk, we just added Joe Bauer from the Bauer and Associates, who's doing a monthly talk show. You'll find those on there as well, and of course, we'll have the sports on there on demand as well.
Well, First Federal appreciates Giant FM. Thank you for allowing us to do this show, and you're always very supportive of anything we want to do, and we're a partnership here in the community. We appreciate that, and you do that with lots of other businesses too, and
Yep.
like the hospital. I know they have shows, things
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
And so thank you for all you do for the community. And
Well, thank
anything
you
you'd like
guys.
to add, Tanner? Was there
No,
up here?
I think you guys have covered everything. I was going to ask about the app, so cover that too.
Yep, all free. We joke that we're going to change from WROI to WFRE because we offer everything for free.
Well, everybody really appreciates it.
Yes.
And then you do some like not local, but regional sports interests. I mean, will the Colts be on again this year? Or?
Yes, they will. We're currently covering the Indy Racing League as it's starting to wrap up, and then as Colts starts in August, we'll have every game with the Colts on.
I know I've said this before when I've been on the radio, but 2 times over the last 4 years I've been out of state and 1 time out of the country. And growing up in Indiana, the race is part of Memorial Day weekend, and I listened to the race streaming from WROI.
Yep.
One was in Italy and one was in California, and so thank you for that opportunity because
Yeah,
I enjoyed the race. So I was walking down a trail in California. I had actually Jim Cornelius and singing "Back Home Again" in Indiana for the race. But,
Yep.
I drew some attention on the trail.
Well, of course it would.
Yeah. So thank you for all you do.
You guys are very welcome. We greatly appreciate it, and thank you for allowing us to come on and talk a little bit about ourselves.
No problem at all. Anytime. Thank you. Everybody have a great weekend.
Trivia.
Trivia.
Oh, trivia. Thanks for reminding me of that.
Yeah.
We're not going to let Paul get away with
No,
that.
no.
Hey,
According to Billboard, what is the most played radio song in the U.S. for 2022 so far? Ghosts by Justin Bieber, Easy on Me, Adele, Bad Habits, Ed Sheeran, Glass Animals, Heat Waves.
Well, the one option that I know somebody would have loved to have been on there isn't on there, but I'm going to go with Heat Waves from Glass Animals.
High five there. Good job.
1.676 billion times it's been played on the radio
Wow.
so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's probably as of, June 30th.
Yeah, I've no idea.
And I'm sure we'll hear it sometime on WROI Giant FM later today, probably.
Probably. I think it might be in the 9 o'clock hour, to be honest with you. I'm kind of scrolling down here to
Okay.
look.
We know it will be sometime.
Well, it'll be sometime.
Yeah.
It'll be sometime, I can guarantee you that much.
Thank you, Moose.
All right, thank
Have
you,
a great
guys.
weekend.
Thank you.